Hello, Helena and Elijah. It's Aunt Elisa. What? You've got a fly flying around your head. Look up, right now. Get that off of, you see that? It's like totally on your head right now. I'm gonna swat it. Hey, I got it. That's pretty cool, don't you think? Well, if you remember where we left off last time, Elisa was being taken to the eye doctor to have her eyes examined. So let's pick up where we left off. Before they left home for the eye doctor, Mrs. Michaels had quizzed Elisa on the letters of the alphabet. The doctor will show you a chart with lots of letters. Some are big and some are small. He'll want you to tell him which ones you can see, her mother said. So I want to be sure you know how to recognize all the letters. If you see a letter, but don't remember what it is called, the doctor may not realize that you can actually see it. How do they check little kids who don't know their ABCs? Asked Russell. I think they just use the letter E, said Mrs. Michaels, but sometimes the letter is on its side or upside down. Then you can point which way you see the letter facing. The letter E, said Elisa. That's my favorite letter. Will I see that? She asked. We'll soon find out, said Mrs. Michaels. They had a short wait in Dr. Adler's office until it was their turn. Elisa's mother had promised that it wouldn't hurt to have her eyes checked by the doctor, but Elisa was still glad to have airmail with her for comfort. She held tightly to her doll when they went into the examination room. After all her review of the ABCs, Elisa and her mother were surprised to see that Dr. Adler's eye chart didn't have any letters at all. It was made up of numbers. Luckily, Elisa knew all her numbers without any problem. She read off all the numbers that she could see, but some were too teeny tiny for her eyes. Then Dr. Adler had Elisa look into a machine. There were no numbers or letters to see, just a bright blue light. He also put drops into her eyes. Elisa clutched airmail tightly, but it didn't hurt at all. It was like getting water in her eyes when she took a bath. I wanted to show you guys, here's the illustration on one of the pages about Elisa going to the eye doctor, Dr. Adler, and just like the story just said, there were no letters on the eye chart, just numbers. In the end, Dr. Adler turned to Elisa. I have some big news for you, he said. What? Asked Elisa, squeezing airmail. You're going to get eyeglasses. Me? Asked Elisa. She could hardly believe it. Eyeglasses were for big people. Eugene Spencer, a big boy who lived in her apartment building, wore glasses. Mrs. Wormbrand, another neighbor who was very, very old, wore glasses. Miss Rose, her nursery school teacher, wore glasses. Even her parents and Russell didn't have eyeglasses. It would be a big surprise for Russell when she came home wearing glasses, Elisa thought. It turned out that Elisa wouldn't get her eyeglasses right away. First, she had to go with her mother to a special store that sold glasses. There she tried on many frames that didn't have any glass inside them at all. Elisa looked at herself in a mirror. Did she want round frames or oval ones? Did she want brown frames or blue ones? Elisa thought she did not look like herself with the frames on. She looked like she was wearing a Halloween costume. At home, Elisa made her own chart with numbers and tested Airmail's eyes. Ariel did not need glasses. Elisa tested her other dolls too. None of them needed glasses. "I will be the only one in this family with glasses," said Elisa proudly. "Big deal," said Russell. But he did ask to try on Elisa's glasses when she got them 2 days later. "Will you know it's me if I'm wearing my glasses?" she asked her grandmother over the telephone. "Absolutely positively. You won't be able to fool me. I'll always know it's you," said her grandmother. "Good," said Elisa. She was feeling pretty good about the eyeglasses. She had decided on round red ones, and she felt very grown up when she wore them. Best of all, maybe even better than having something that Russell didn't have, was the way things looked. Her paints seemed so much brighter now that she was wearing glasses. The red was redder, and the blue was bluer. Everything looked special, just like she did. "Is this my Elisa?" asked Mrs. Wormbrand when she saw Elisa wearing her glasses for the first time. "Yes, it is," said Elisa. "Those glasses make you look so grown up," said their neighbor. "I am," said Elisa. "Soon I'm going to be in kindergarten. I'll go to the same school where Russell goes to." "My goodness," said Mrs. Wormbrand, smiling at Elisa. "Just yesterday you were a little baby." Sometimes grown-ups said such silly things, Elisa thought. Yesterday she had gotten her new glasses. She wasn't a baby then at all. Mrs. Wormbrand must have forgotten. Well, hey guys, we just reached the end of a chapter, and here's another illustration that shows Elisa in her glasses right there. And next time we will start on a brand new chapter, and I wonder what it's going to be about, because the title of the chapter is Big News. What do you guys think the big news is going to be? It's probably got something to do with Elisa. So let me know if you have any guesses, and thank you for the video that you sent me last week. It was great to see you guys. I love you and I miss you very much, and I'll be counting the days until I get to see you. See you next time with Make Room for Elisa. That flies back. That flies back.